So see, it's not very good, and eventually it'll just explode. Yeah, there we go. Oh, we're way up in the air. Oh my goodness. Oh, where are we? Oh, wow, we are so far up in the air. What? What's up, guys? My name is Khan, and we're back today in Scrap Mechanic. And for those of you guys who have been around since the very beginning of this channel, the main reason I got into Scrap Mechanic in the first place was because I built a massive tower crane. And it wasn't this tower crane, and I encourage you to go check it out because it was actually pretty terrible. But it was made up of 3 separate vehicles, and so you had the crane base itself, and then you had an elevator that went up and down in the crane, and then you had the gondola which went out on the crane. And you know, it was actually pretty funny, but it was my second video in Scrap Mechanic, and it did really well for the time. And I thought, well, you know what, now I have to play more Scrap Mechanic on YouTube, and that's actually the video that got me started into Scrap Mechanic. And so we've done over 200 videos in Scrap Mechanic now, and that's not even including streams. And so I streamed this about a week ago, and I felt it was kind of appropriate for the timing for, like, the, you know, sort of the 200th video. This is actually the 201st video, but anyways, so I made this much better and improved piston tower crane. And I actually made one in the stream first, and we're gonna go look at that one first, and then we're gonna get back to this one. Now, the only real difference is this one has a chain. I don't know why I have my weld tool out. This one has a chain for the bottom section of the grabbing arm mechanism, and I'll show you why that's a problem, whereas the other one over there has a piston for that mechanism. But I made this tower crane much bigger than the first one I made. I did make a second one a while ago, but that was before pistons, and it was really just a lag machine. These things are actually lag free, which is amazing. Once they're welded to the ground, of course. So we can ride that elevator up, nice piston elevator, you know, pretty simple stuff there, just 9 stacked pistons with a simple controller. You can see here that sequences them, right? So just a simple sequence there, and of course all of that attached to an XOR gate, so we can have a switch on the top or the bottom to raise and lower the elevator. And you know, that works pretty simply. And then we've got this nice platform up here, much higher up than either of the other 2 tower cranes. When we get back down there, I'll spawn the second one, and the second one was bigger than the first one. Now, the first one I can't spawn because it's actually on another map, and I actually don't have that map anymore. I'm very sad about that. I for some reason don't have a backup of that map, but yeah, somehow it got lost. The tower crane, it has had a few changes since the stream. I got rid of the actual driver's seat, instead just put a passenger seat with all button controls, and the reason why is I really like having a bigger glass view here. So I kind of expanded this glass gondola thingy here. It doesn't move out, but it's much nicer, and it's got a much nicer view. But pretty standard controls, you know, 1 goes left, 2 goes right, 3 extends the cab out. And we'll take a look at the cab in a sec, how it works, because it's a pretty cool mechanism. But 3 will extend it out, 4 will retract it back, and then 5 will rotate the chain in one direction, and 6 will rotate in the other. I'll say up and down, but really, I mean, if you rotate all the way in one way, then eventually it'll just go down, right? So pretty simple stuff. And then 7 deploys the main sort of piston. Now that brings you pretty much all the way to the ground, and then of course the chain is used for that fine adjustment. We can't even see this here. Let's just bring that out a little bit more. Bring that back up real quick with 7. And again, that's just another mechanism. I believe that's also 9 stacked pistons there. You can see there we're bringing that back up. And we've got the gondola extending out there. Okay, and then of course we've got a couple other buttons here. So switch 7. Oh yeah, that goes up and down. 8, see, that'll rotate our claw. And we can change that angle right here at this controller. So it's very conveniently placed at this controller right here. So, you know, if we need to go 45, we can do that, and we can just hit 8 again, and now we'll get that 45 degrees. So I wanted to be able to customize the angle, but I didn't want to have to do another double bearing with 2 controls, electric motor, and all that stuff. So it's just a single bearing, and it allows you to pick a very precise angle. And then, of course, 9 will close those jaws. So we can try and pick up this object here, this crate. I don't know how good this is going to be. Let's just rotate that way. But I'll show you what happens with the chain, and this is why I picked the piston mechanism, and I thought the piston mechanism was a little better. Now, the thing is that crate is a 16 by 16 by 16 cube of wood. So it's just, oh, perfect. It's actually resting right on the crate there. So it's just wood. There's nothing to it. It's wood with caution blocks around the outside, and it's hollow. So we can go 8 here. Oh, no, that's not the button I wanted to do. Okay, get back up over top of there. No. Okay, we got to go left a little. There we go. Okay, 8. Perfect. So we've got it in grip now, right? But here's the problem. If I press 7, you see, it's bringing it up no problem because the chain is all tied around itself. But as I loosen the chain, you can see, yeah, this sort of, that kind of happens, right? The chain bearings, when they're all like stretched apart, aren't really strong enough. So we can do that again, and the same thing will happen. Now you see, we press 7, the chain's, watch, it's just gonna stretch right out. So see, it's not very good, and eventually it'll just explode. Yeah, there we go. Oh, we're way up in the air. Oh my goodness. Oh, where are we? Oh, wow, we are so far up in the air. What? I've never had this glitch happen before. It actually still thinks I'm attached to the base of this. All right. Well, let's just take the lift. Can I get to the lift there? Oh boy. This is, oh, okay. Oh, we're on the lift. Good. Get on the lift. Can I? Oh, it still thinks the base block is here. That's amazing. So I'm walking on an invisible platform, so I just need to remember. Okay, and then the switch should be like right here. Oh no, I can't hit the switch though. So I'm actually walking on the tower crane platform. It thinks, oh my goodness, this is amazing. Look at that, I'm jumping up on the ledge of it. It's all invisible. That's right. So don't use the chain one, needless to say, or we're just gonna get rid of that. I can't believe it. I've never had that glitch happen before. That's amazing. Oh yeah, see, this base isn't here, but it is here. All right, hopefully we don't destroy this world. Oh, it's not, I can't even, nothing is actually here. It's all up there. Okay, maybe reloading the world will do something. So, fun fact of the day, I actually completely destroyed that world. I don't know how that happened. I've never seen that happen before. But yeah, I completely 100% wrecked that world. I tried joining in again, and the frame rate was basically gone, non-existent. The tower crane was still, in fact, floating in the air. The base was still attached to the ground somehow, but I couldn't actually disconnect the base, even though it was at 2 FPS. The blocks just didn't exist. So that's new for me. I've never seen that glitch before. Needless to say, I always encourage you to save your creations before you do any sort of testing. So this is the piston one. This is the one I am going to upload to the workshop. And again, it's pistons all the way down, but I did keep the ability to fine control the bottom piston. So you can see there, we're actually waiting for it to spawn. The frame rate's completely frozen. I can't move or do anything in the game. But there you go, it will spawn, and then of course the frame rate goes up to normal. A little bit of lag sometimes there, and then I just, take this, put it on the lift, and put this on the ground like so. Come on, weld. You give me weld point? You're not gonna let me weld? There we go. Perfect. Then we just do this. Just call our elevator down. This tower crane, obviously, same controls as before. And I'll show you guys how the gondola works, but it's all pistons the way down. So it actually has the lifting power of a piston, which is great. It allows you to lift up that crate, no problem, and without sending your crane up into the sky. It also has a sensor to let you know when you're actually right on top of your object. Again, you can adjust that sensor, and that just lights up a light in the cab there so you could tell. But we'll get up onto the gondola real quick, so we'll just go up top here. And the gondola actually works on a really simple mechanism. So because we don't have the chain, we've lost the 2 electric motors. And all it uses is this double bearing controller on a gear with a cogwheel. Now, a lot of you guys, when I was streaming, were asking, and a lot of you in the comments asked afterwards, why all the pistons? Why all the pistons if you're using the cog mechanism? And the answer is really simple. In order for you to control this without using the remote control glitch and make this all spawnable as one creation, all the parts have to be attached. And so you could put this gondola with, let's say, a little red bearing and have it remote control connected, or you could have it connected to that. But then every time you wanted to spawn a new tower crane, you would have to respawn the whole thing because you couldn't just move it. And so by having this set of pistons, the cog is powerful enough to pull against the pistons, so that's not an issue. And of course, it gives you the ability to spawn the whole thing as one creation and move it on a lift, no problem. And it all, of course, acts as one creation. So you can see there, we can just, hold 3, and that's just looping the controller and moving the gear there in 90-degree intervals. And I use the controller to make sure it's always 90-degree intervals. That way, when you stop, there's always a pin going straight down into the cog teeth there, per se. And then, of course, forward just has a controller going the other direction. And so we can go out to any sort of angle, and we'll just kind of try and loop ourselves over. Again, same controls, 1 and 2 to go left and right, 3 and 4 to extend out. Now we've got a little bit of difference because 5 does the main set of pistons, and of course 6 does those last 2. And those last 2 pistons are customizable by this bottom controller here, these 2 5 intervals. So this top controller, of course, gives you that angle of rotation on the claw, which is now 7. And then 8, of course, to close the claw. And 6 will let you retract those small sections of pistons, and 5 retracts the main section. And then, of course, that sensor, you can change the customization. I have it set to a distance of 5, which is the grabbing distance of the claws. But you could, of course, change that. But it allows you to sort of detect when stuff is there. And if we are right over the crate, makes it a little bit easier to use. I think we're right over the crate, but we're not far enough distance here. So we can press 5. Oh, no, wrong button, 6. And it hasn't lit up yet. Okay, so we're still... Oh, there we go. So you see it lit up there. We just... Aha, there we go. So we are right there over the handle. You can see there that logic gate lighting up. All right, we'll press 6 to retract those 2 pistons. You can see there, lifting no problem. Then we'll press 5 and bring that all the way up. And then, of course, we can, rotate. Generally speaking, though, you probably don't want to rotate while the pistons are moving. I find pistons don't exactly stay straight all the time, and they like to bend. And so when you rotate while you're moving with the pistons, it usually does some weird stuff. You can see there, sometimes it'll do some weird, jerky sort of bounce movements. But overall, not too bad. We can actually, hold on. We're going to leave this one retracted, the 6, the lower section, just so we don't have that too close to the gondola. You can see there, it is doing some weird stuff. I think it's because of all the pistons that are sort of stacked on top of each other. The game doesn't really like that so much, but overall, it's still pretty lag-free. You could add more counterweight, and a lot of people were saying put it on sliders and stuff. What concerned me is, yeah, that kind of stuff. See how there's some serious piston action going on there? We'll just, we'll just extend this. Oh, see our gondola pistons all kind of fell down. Oh, the whole gondola bent. I see, the whole gondola got jammed when that lovely motion happened. So is obviously a little bit of issues, I think, with the number of pistons I have. And if you guys have, of course, this is the nice part. We can just take this whole thing and just, let me guess, I welded the whole thing to the ground. Of course I did. Why would I do it any other way? That's fine. We'll just do that, right? And then we'll just do this. Yeah, no, that's fine. Get back here, tower crane, please. Thank you. And then we'll just weld this right here. Perfect. See? Problem solved. Now it's all fixed. Gondola's back where it needs to be. So I think there's a little bit of an issue still with the number of pistons I have stacked. If you guys have a better method for keeping the gondola connected, let me know. I mean, obviously you could remote control glitch it, and that would eliminate that issue. Or you could put the steering on the gondola, and that would also eliminate that issue. But overall, I really want to have the whole thing connected. And I did it with a chain in the second version. So I'll show you the second version. And this was the other one that was spawnable. Again, this was bigger than the first version, but we can see here, this was all chain driven and extremely laggy as a result. And if it'll let me spawn it, you can just see the overall, I mean, you can see the size comparison, right? That is a very tiny tower crane compared to the behemoth that we've got in behind there. We're gonna try and pick this up again, but make sure you guys hit that like button down below for, 200 videos of Scrap Mechanic, and I have no plans of stopping that anytime soon, but really, really awesome. I can't believe we actually got to 200 videos in a single game. That's just absolutely insane, but I'm glad you guys enjoy those videos because I really enjoy building in this game, and there's a lot more cool things that I can think of, and I'm sure a lot more cool things you guys can think of too. So make sure you guys hit that comment section down below, hit those buttons down below, that like button and that subscribe button, and yeah, we're gonna no, this way. There we go, perfect. And yeah, make sure you guys hit those buttons down below, and as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all next time. All right, we're just gonna, where's the delivery truck? Oh boy.